Hi all, welcome to the session on Gatling part 2. So in the previous session what we have seen is we have run our job server, okay, and Spark job server, and we have observed that we are able to deploy this example, word count example, and see the output on our console, okay. Now, I would like to come back to how do we start loading with a number of users. So being a the performance background, you would be interested to know more about how do we load the load number of users and run through the program. Okay. So what we are going to do is we have seen the code base, right, for the word count program. Now what we are going to see is we are going to see the script of the Gatling. Okay, so Gatling is the open source tool. You can download Gatling from here. Okay, you can just search for the Gatling. Uh, Gatling IO is the website. Okay, so that you have to go over there. Under the resources tab, okay, if you go over here, you can see the documentation guide, and there you have a quick start guide. Okay, and quick start guide will tell you how to get started with Gatling. Okay, it will tell you simple how do you use a recorder to record and then run. Okay, so it comes once you install the Gatling, right? So basically I have installed my Gatling over here, right, and this is my directory where I have installed the Gatling. Okay, once I install this, basically it will have a number of folders. Okay, and in order to record my script I need to run the recorder.sh. Okay, this recorder.sh will launch something like this. Okay, and it will ask you to give a certain package name. Okay, and this is the class name of the of what class will get generated, and there are certain more. Once you do this, configure this, you can start and start recording. Okay, it is similar to recording a web browser. Okay, so I'm just recording a web application. That is what I'm going to do that. Okay, so once it gets recorded, okay, so there are certain things which you need to give as part of this UI. Okay, which I'm not going to show you, but once you get recorded, okay, it will generate a Scala file. Okay, something Scala file which will get generated. Now let us quickly see the Scala file. Okay, so if you see over here in this directory, I have n number of folders. This is a folder where my code is generated, okay, or the script file which gets generated. I'll go to this script file. Okay, let me just go over here, and then there are certain things: bodies, data, and simulation. Okay, right now I'm gonna show you the simulations. Okay, and that is where I have made my package computer database. Okay, and here is where my basic simulation.scala file is available. Okay, uh, and this file will have a content. Okay, so let me just show you the content. Okay, let me go there. Okay, so I'm going to open this Scala file. Now if you see this, the package name, and then the second set of statements are to import certain files which are required. Okay, and here my basic simulation class file which extends the simulation. Okay, so what is required to pass over here is certain variable. One of the variable is http conf, and if you see this, it is a http where the base URL is my localhost 8090 where my Spark job server is running. Okay, apart from that there are header and all of this thing which we can ignore. Now this is where my scenario, how do I define my scenario? Okay, my scenario is a simple word count program. Okay, and over here I'm gonna pass my post. Okay, so this is a post request, and post request, if you remember, it is something which I have shown in my previous thing, that it is a jobs. Under job we have made an application called test, and the class path is this spark.jobserver.wordCountExample, and sync is equal to true, right? And then what I'm also passing is a string. Okay, basically this is one input for my word count example file. Okay, or word count examples.scala. And then finally I'm saying the check status is 200 if it is all fine. Okay, if my scenario is fine, Then what you do, you inject or ramp up the users, 10 users. Okay, you start injecting the users, and then over a period of 10 seconds you do the ramp up. Okay, apart from that I am not doing anything. So I'm just trying to inject the users, and then I'm not doing any or a consistent load, but it is just a simple that assertions are I'm doing last is the assertion where I'm saying all my requests are successful, or at least 80% requests are successful, then it is pass. Okay, so this is my Scala program. I'm just gonna do that. So once you do this, okay, what you need to do is you need to run your Gatling. Okay, so what Gatling will do, okay, this time I'm gonna run my gatling.sh. While I was recording, okay, I was running my recording.sh. Okay, or let me just show it to you what all files are available. ls, when I do a bin, you will see a list of bat file, sh file, and this. So recorder.sh, that is what we have been running in the Ubuntu environment to record this. Okay, and then once I record it, I need to run gatling.sh. Okay, so let me just show you. I'm gonna run this gatling.sh, and what it is going to do, it is going to compile my basic simulation.scala file. Okay, it will compile and it will tell me this is what the output is, and now you start running it. Now if you see this, it has generated a simulation from basic simulation. So this is my file. Okay, so there are set of other files also which we are not going to talk about it now, but this is the file which I'm going to run. So now it gives me, okay, choose a simulation. I'm saying, okay, my simulation is number 0. Okay, select the simulation ID. Okay, so I'll say this simulation ID is 2. Okay, select the run description. For that, for now I'll say test run 2. Okay, and now once I do this, what it will do, it will run my program or the scenario. Okay, and it is saying post a word string, that is a word count example test. This is my this thing. It will run the program. Okay, and then it will say the output. Now if you see this, it throws me a certain output, the request count, the number of requests which have got pushed. Okay, the minimum response time, maximum response time, and then finally it gives me if all my requests are below 800 millisecond response time. Okay, and one thing which we have to see over here, it also generates a graphical representation. Okay, so now if you see this, my test ID was 2. Okay, so now what I can do is I can go over here in my results. Okay, I can go and then I can basically go over here. Okay, and I can just open up index.html. Okay, so I'm gonna open this file index.html. Okay, going to this location. Okay, so now if you see this location hdfs and blah blah blah, I'll go over here. Okay, get links. I have my results. As if you see the results, okay, it is 214 this thing. Okay, I'll open up this, and then I have an index.html. I'm going to open this index.html. Okay, now if you see it gives me a response request graphical representation of my scenario. Okay, right, it's run on this scenario and so on and so forth. Okay, I can do lot of other things. Okay, but as of now this is my output graph which I am going to show you. Okay, so this is all from the Gatling and how I can use to do a performance loading for my Scala program. Okay, so thanks for joining the session. Hope to see you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.